Hey guys, well, we're actually on day 54 right now, and it's got to be somewhere around noon. So I didn't do a closing of the day yesterday, and I didn't do a good morning today. So I'll do a good morning now. I have been in an horrendous ice storm. Take a look at the trail. Take a look at the ice formations clinging to all the branches and the trees. I watched trees, limbs, big limbs, just crumble with the weight of the ice this morning. Very, very challenging, to say the least. My goal for the day has changed. Originally, last night when I was making my plans, I was looking at about an 18.5-mile day. That is not going to happen. Way too cold, fingers frozen, waterproof gloves totally soaked. But anyhow, so I'm looking at about, I think, around a 12.5-mile day to a shelter, which hopefully isn't too far ahead, although still about, I think, about 6.9 miles ahead of where I am right now. But that's going to be hopefully my home for tonight. When I get there, I'd rather get in the shelter or get my tent up and get in my sleeping bag, get warmed up. Take a look. Wow. Yeah, pretty intense ice storm. So welcome to day 54. It's April, I think it's the 18th, I'm not sure. It's Monday. Oh, I guess it's Easter Monday. Yeah. And except for the discomfort of frozen fingers, frozen wet hands, I'm doing fine. Rain gear is doing well. I have elected to get rid of the umbrella, only because it's so difficult to use here on the Appalachian Trail. On other trails it's probably very beneficial, but with 650 miles in, and again I tried today to use it, and I simply couldn't. The overgrown rhododendrons and brush and everything else just made it pretty much impossible. It was more work than it was worth. So I will be disposing of that somewhere, hiker box, whatever. There's no point carrying it if you're not going to be able to use it properly. So that was, for me, on this hike, a waste of money. About 86 Canadian dollars it cost me. But just a waste of money for me. Hey, it's okay. It's a learning lesson. And I'm sure on some trails it would be handy, but I'm not carrying it for the remainder of the Appalachian, just because it may be handy down the road. Oh, very, very, very slippy underfoot, for sure. Okay, I am going to keep pushing because, again, it's cold and I really do want to get to the shelter. We'll talk to you guys later. I am thinking this spot right here, nestled beneath these trees, surrounded by these bushes for shelter, rhododendrons and no whatever else is going to be my home for the night. Just a little bit through this side of the camp is the actual water source, which is a beautiful, beautiful creek. And right here is the trail that we will go down tomorrow, right across that bridge. So today, I think it turns out to be like a 13.6 mile day today. And it has been a crazy, wild, rugged, challenging, cold, windy, wet, freezing, snowy day. The creek. This is where I will be filtering my water from. That's where we'll be going in the morning. In the morning we start a little over a 2,000 foot climb right from the get-go. And some may wonder, well, why don't you do the climb now? Because if we do, we're going to be way back up where all the ice and snow is and everything else, and much colder. So we're staying down here. I stopped at the shelter that we spoke about, and I did have a late lunch there at like 3 o'clock. And then we continued down the trail another mile to this particular area that was shown on gut hooks far out as a tenting area and a water resupply source. And it's beautiful, just the way I like it. Nice grass to camp on. I'm going to get set up. So yeah, today it started off rain and wind, and then the temperature plummeted. That changed to sleet, freezing rain, which covered everything. My waterproof gloves failed miserably. My hands were just terribly cold. And no recording today. Not to mention that today too, in the middle of all this kind of weather, my micro SD card indicated full on my GoPro 8. I didn't monitor that closely enough. I did get to a shelter earlier and I changed the micro SD card. I started recording again. Wasn't much longer after that my GoPro Hero 8 Black said, oh, I'm out of battery power. And I thought, you know what? There's just so many things going on today. Meanwhile, my hands, I was actually worried for a while that I was getting myself into trouble. I'm okay now, I'm at a lower level. And I had a big mug of hot chocolate at that last shelter and a ramen bomb and some cookies. So I'm actually feeling much better now. I'm going to get my camp set up and we'll have our proper supper shortly. But we'll get our camp set up, we'll get everything warmed up, we'll get settled down for the night. So again, today was, I think it was 13.6. Tomorrow, well, tomorrow I'm heading towards a tenting area and shelter called Niddy's Shelter, I believe, which I think, because of where I am right now, is going to be 17.6 miles of a hike tomorrow. And again, it starts off with a 2,500 foot elevation gain climb up a mountain. Yeah. Whew. Today was probably the worst weather day I've had so far on the Appalachian Trail. Worse than the ice and cold and snow in the Smokies, for sure. It was a tough day. We got through it. Better days ahead. Tomorrow, going to be a little bit warmer. Not a lot, but a little bit. And by mid-morning, late morning, the sunshine will come back. A couple of days after that, it's going to be back up to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the weatherman. Much better. Talk to you guys in a bit. Let's get the camp set up, see what it looks like. camp is all set up. I'm going to climb in there, get myself all warmed up. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. That will help warm me up. There's my bunk through there. Whew. Yeah. Started to spit rain again, just slightly. Very gray, but again, supposed to clear by mid-morning, late morning, early afternoon. Sometime tomorrow. We'll see. I hope so. Hey. Okay, let's climb in and let's make our cup of coffee.